Hello and welcome to Opportunity Knocks, where you can get your support and your knowledge and your fun all in one. And today we have some special guests. Oh, Lady Lou, tell us who our guests are.
Oh, I'd be delighted to. Hello, everyone. We have Carolyn Gray with us there on the top little box. Bless her heart, she is such a wonderful coach and all kinds of good things. This lady is into the training and etiquette and all kinds of good stuff. And there on the lower left side, we have our Vickie Owens. This lady is a financial planner and she does work with the seniors to help them because they still have time to plan for their future. And she does all kinds of wonderful insurance plans too for everybody, especially seniors. So, welcome, ladies. We're so tickled that you're here.
It's great
Thank
to be
you.
here.
Great to
Great
be
to be
here.
here.
Thanks for
Yay.
asking us, rather.
And the reason we have two ladies with us today is that these are our sponsors of the contest. And I know you've already signed up for the contest. All you had to do was go to NaturalCuriosity.Life and click the little button to enter the contest and subscribe to our newsletter. And if you're already on the newsletter, you can still get into the contest. It won't double subscribe you. So we're tickled. Both of them are offering a $25 Amazon gift card. So who knows who's going to be the winner? And we'll do that spin wheel on the 1st of June. So you still have time to get in there and get your entry. And you can enter twice this month. So check it out. You could be the winner. So, Marian, let's turn it over to you. We've got some fabulous jobs, don't we?
We do, but I just want to clarify one thing. They
Okay.
don't enter twice, but they get two chances to win. So you just
Oh,
have to enter once, and then we'll spin the wheel for Carolyn. And then Carolyn will give away her gift card, and then we'll spin the wheel again. And then Vickie gets to give away a gift card. So
I see.
just go over to NaturalCuriosity.Life and enter to win. It's
Perfect.
easy and it's free and it's fun to spin that wheel and see your name up in lights. Woohoo!
Yes, yes, you still got 2 weeks to do it. So don't put it off because you forget. You're like me. I forget things if I don't do it right away.
Yeah.
So hang in there and welcome, ladies. We're so tickled that both of you are here. We have more fun with our guests.
And the guests have fun too.
I love that part.
Enjoy it.
So great. Well, take it away, Mary, and tell us what you have to offer in the job market today.
Yes. Now, this particular segment, working from home job opportunities, is going away very soon. But I don't want you to think that we have forgotten about you. If you still need a job and you want to work from home, all you have to do is let me know. I want to say a million opportunities, but it's probably not quite a million, but it's hundreds of thousands of job opportunities. Why? Because people don't want to go back to work and they're having a hard time finding people to work, even from home. And so they're offering car allowances, they're offering bonuses to just sign up for a job. Can you believe it? They're giving you the equipment. I have a job today I'm going to share with you where they even give you a car.
Wow,
Woohoo!
that's pretty good.
Uh-huh. And you get to work from home. See, that's been my whole thing with this whole pandemic where we had to come home. And if we couldn't work from home, we were out of a job.
Mhm.
So Lady Lou and I decided to really focus in on working from home, either for yourself or working for a company where you could work from home. So many women especially had to be home because their children couldn't go to school. You
Yeah.
can't just let your kids run around the house while you go to work, even if you did have a job, right? So that's really my focus has been on trying to find at least 2 jobs a week that you could do from home. Now, I know that a lot of people are itching to get back into the workforce. And believe it or not, some people don't want to work from home, at least part time. So there's lots of opportunities for you who are flexible. All right, the first one I have just came in, like literally right before the show. I had to speed up to try to get the link and the information for you. So this is the one I was telling you about. Okay, it's called Nielsen. Everybody's heard of Nielsen, right?
Right.
They're the people that tell you what's popular on television, right?
Right.
$40,000 a year, a company car. They're going to give you the equipment, paid training, and it's home-based field reps. Now, that you see that airplane in the car, that means you're going to have to go places, right? But you get to work from home. You don't have to go into an office. So all the equipment is provided for you. This won't last long. You better hop on it right away.
Really?
All right?
Yeah.
Everybody's
I'm writing it down. I'm going, really? I think I have some friends that might be able to do that.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, what are they doing, Marian?
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Okay. So hold on one second, and I'm going to read to you what they say.
Okay. Because that sounds darn good.
Please read it to me, Marian, because I don't have my glasses in.
Yes. The company that's best known for their work gathering ratings information for television and radio, they're hiring what they call field representatives across the United States. According to Indeed, which if you don't know about Indeed, you need to look them up as well. The average Nielsen field representative yearly pay in the United States is approximately $43,918. The pay scale, payscale.com notes a higher rate of $48,438. Now, that's not from specifically the company telling us that. That's people, talking to ex-employees and people who have spilled the beans. All right. The benefits begin on the first day of employment. You get a tablet, a home printer, a cell phone, and a company car, and it's all included. Here's what the company has to say about these roles. Nielsen is known for our work in TV and radio ratings since 1923. I didn't know we had TV back then. Okay.
We had radio for sure.
We have studied consumers in more than 100 countries. We give a complete view of trends and habits worldwide on what people want to watch, listen, and to buy. Being a Nielsen field representative allows you to make your friends with boring jobs jealous and work with the best, because no company in the world knows more about consumers than Nielsen. That means you never stop learning, because our world is your classroom. Oh, that sounds like the perfect job for me. The Nielsen field representative position provides the opportunity to combine technical aptitude with outstanding people skills while working a non-traditional schedule, including evenings and weekend hours. Uh-oh. Now here comes the
weekend.
Yeah, field representatives are available to take customer calls and are responsible for maintaining a designated customer base of up to 100 Nielsen family households. Okay, so I could read on, but what I'll do is put this information down below in the link after the show's over, okay? Because it's quite a bit of information, and I don't want to bore you all to tears in case you're not interested in this one. But it does sound good, doesn't it?
I love it.
Okay, so the next one I have is another good one. Now, this company has both work from home and opportunities to work in your neighborhood, in your community, I should say. And that is Amazon. They just listed 1,900 work from home jobs worldwide. Wow. So what does that mean? You could go on there and check it out and see, even if you're not in the United States, Amazon's worldwide. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't work in a factory if you wanted to. We'd want to, though. Sorry. A warehouse, sorry. But anyway, that was just listed, 1,900 available work from home jobs. If you can't find a job here on Opportunity Knocks, then, you need to call me, okay? That's all I got to say.
You need some help.
You sure you want to work?
Help.
You need some help, yeah.
Oh.
So those are the two that I have, but I want you to remember, I'm going to put them up real fast, so don't worry about it. These are all in the past episodes. We have one from the what I can't read it because it's so big. Sorry. What does that say?
Timeless. What is that?
Timeless careers, timeless.com careers.
There you go.
Yeah.
They have worldwide jobs in explainer videos, TV commercials. If you're into voiceovers and virtual reality, then you need to contact that company. Here's another company. I'm going to pull this over to the big screen so I can read it. Yeah, work from home for nonprofit organizations. Idealist. I love that. Here's another one. Lionbridge. They're always hiring. Here's another one. Nextrep.com. Virtual by design. Here's another one. Aria. Now, this one I would thought that Louise would be very interested in. They help transform the lives of the blind every day. So they're your eyes. You have a special pair of glasses. You go into like the grocery store and you can't read it. All you have to do is tap into your representative and they'll read it for you. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So as you can see, we have lots of jobs for you to choose from. Some of them are for 50 and above, which, you know, a lot of people who are retirement age think to themselves, oh, no one will hire me now because I'm 65 or I'm 70. Oh, no, there's plenty of jobs out there and we've covered them all. All right. So I'm going to turn it over to Lady Lou now, and we're going to switch gears and talk about other opportunities. Are you ready, ladies?
I am. Oh,
take it away, Lady Lou.
Oh, I am so tickled with all those jobs. I wish I were younger, but leave it to the younger folks to do the traveling, because I used to be a traveling sales lady and I loved it.
Oh, wow.
It was so fun. Oh, wow. But it got old. Everything does get old when you're on the road a lot. And it's okay. I had my shot at it and it was fun. Made
I was
good
a truck
money.
driver and I traveled a lot.
Yeah, Marian drove a fuel tanker, if you can imagine.
Wow.
Jet fuel, avgas.
I didn't know that, Marian, about you. I didn't
Really?
realize. I didn't know that. I had no idea that you were out there hauling, hitting the road, driving fuel tanks. I had no idea.
You know, the most fun I ever had was when we would pick up the jet fuel in Fort Lauderdale and we would drive it to Cape Kennedy, and they wouldn't let us touch anything because it was all, sealed and everything. So we'd pull up to the thing and then they'd fill it up and they'd make sure it was locked and it had a special key and everything. And then we'd drive it up to Cape Kennedy. And then we would pull up, get out. We could read our magazine. They'd bring us coffee, whatnot. And as soon as it was unloaded into the jet fuel farm, they called it a fuel farm. Then we got back in the car into the truck and drove back. It was a really nice job.
I could have probably passed you on the road as I was driving cross country on many trips when I was in the Navy and honked at you, because that's what I used to do with all the 18-wheelers and. But I loved the 18-wheelers when I was on the road back in the day. In the Navy,
back in the day,
I liked to drive cross country instead of getting on a plane and getting to my next, training site or duty station or whatever. I just hopped in the car and go. But all the truckers would basically bring me on in wherever I needed to go. They were my haven. I just, that was back in the days of the CDs and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
what was your handle, Vickie?
I don't even remember. I think it was LaVictor or something like that. I think LaVictor stayed with me throughout my time. So that's what I use now, and that's what it was back then. But most of the time they just call me, hey, we see the little blue car, because I would be I'd be behind them in my little blue car, and I just follow them until they would turn off, and I just keep on going until I find the next group, But going to what's interesting, Marian, about that, and I didn't know that about you, but that's a career that many people don't think about, and don't do, but it's a very rewarding career. My uncle, who's he's passed away, but he was a truck driver, and his son became a truck driver. We have those in our families, but it does get old traveling a lot. I agree with Lady Lou. It does get old having to pick up and pack your bags all the time. So even when I was in the Navy, I was traveling quite a bit, and that I kind of miss my dogs in my house. Well, okay, this is getting old, So, but those who like to travel, hey, find a job that you really want to do. That's the thing. Find one that you really, really, and I said it's so you can make a career out of it. Don't just find a job, but look for opportunities that you think that there are elements of it that you will enjoy. Really, that's the bottom line. Find jobs or opportunities that you'll enjoy. And Marian just basically talked about quite a few of them. So, but I'm gonna be quiet, man.
Well, I like that. I like jobs with just a little bit of. I had the travel, but it wasn't overwhelming. And my favorite way to travel is when we'd go out on a Monday and come back Friday. That was like perfect, and we did that every couple 3 months. So I enjoyed that. I look forward to it. It was a nice break.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd like being on the road every day.
It's tasking. It really is becomes tasking after a while, and you do need that break where you can basically just settle in at home with your family or your pets or whatever. Having to always. When I was in the Navy and I was stationed in New Orleans, I was the public affairs officer, and I traveled quite a bit with that job. And basically, I would bring a suitcase in my car, a backpack, because I never knew when I was going to be jetting off somewhere, because they wanted me to go somewhere. So it just got to the point where I just have a, toothbrush, change of clothes, another new uniform, ready to go. But like I said, that can get old. That can get old after a while. So, but it was fun at the time because I was like 30 years. That was 30 years ago. It was fun at the time. I was young. Let's go. I just started missing my little Bubba's, my dogs and stuff like that. And then I had a season where I didn't travel at all, and that was just really nice. And then I was missing the road, like, ooh, I'm ready to go. So you just, it just like depends on the phase of your life, I guess. When things come across your path. But I still enjoy travel, but just not on a consistent all the time basis right now. Now I have a funny feeling in the future though. I'm gonna want to be hitting the roads again. I feel it in my bones. Feel it in my bones. I'm gonna be wanting to travel again. I think this whole pandemic and COVID has made everybody go, let's get out and go somewhere. We've been cooped up at home for such a long time. Let's get out and go somewhere. So I'm ready to travel. I'm ready to get back out there. I can feel it in my bones.
There you go. Wow. It is fun for a while. And I was younger, of course, when I had my traveling job, but it does get to the point where you just want to stay home. And at my age now, I'm lucky I get to stay home. So I'm pretty proud of that and happy with it. So anyway, let's talk a minute about the two of you and what you both do, which they're fascinating. So let's start with Carolyn. She is a certified coach and personality trainer, and she's also an author.
Personality trainer? You can train my personality?
I can assess it. I can assess it. I can help you. I can steer you in the right direction.
You mean my personality can be changed?
Yeah, we assess it, and then we work toward making changes.
Oh, I love that.
In a very fun way. It's an awesome tool. It really is.
Can we recommend people who might need that?
Can you? Yeah. You know what? All of us benefit. The first time that I used it on not the first time, but I used it on my grandson when he was 8. Because there's a tool in the one that I use for teens and tweens, but not for 8. But he was so mature, I thought I'll do it. And and it stayed with him until he got to high school. He said he remembered an interaction with a teacher, and he said, I realized that our personality types are different. So this teacher didn't like his joking or cutting up, and then there are other teachers who did, but that teacher was serious, like come into the class, sit down and get your pens and paper and let's work. But the point I'm making is that he remembered that. And it really helps you to interact better with folks when you give them what they want, not what you want them to have. And she didn't want all that talking.
Oh, so that's brilliant.
It's an awesome tool. I love it. I really do. And from being an HR manager where I was able to use that for the personal development and training at work, it was a phenomenal tool. Helped lots of folks.
I know. I've taken so many of those tests over the years, and I'm always outer directed, the extrovert. And one of them pinpointed what my best work would be, the best job for me. And this was when I was in my 30s. And do you know what it told me I would be best at?
What was that?
A farmer.
And guess what you're doing?
I'm a farmer, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was raised on a farm. So how did that test know that?
Well, they ask all the right questions. It's
I
a
guess
bank
so.
of questions that they ask, and they just kind of. And you know what? Let me just tell you this: those things are so general that you can almost get everybody's, not pinpoint it, but to a point where you can identify and assess personalities. But the one that I use helps you to understand yourself and people. The other ones help you to understand and know yourself, and that's really those are good too.
Oh,
You know?
if understanding ourselves is
Yes.
one of the most important things, because I did not understand myself in my younger years. It wasn't until my husband died, I was 44. I didn't even know I had a subconscious mind. I was so left brained into the work world that I had no clue, church and praying, and I didn't know what meditation was. I daydreamed, which was always good. Daydreaming is close to meditation
It sure is.
and things like that. Once I started learning about my personality, who's inside of me, the world opened up for me, and it changed everything that I did and understood and wanted to do. So this is something, if anybody out there is watching or listening to this, check this out. Just connect with Carolyn and find out which test would be the best. She'll know by asking you some questions. She'll know, and maybe you need both of them for the personality, for yourself and for the world, because that way you have the both sides of the coin, so to speak. And it would be a beautiful thing to give yourself that gift. Are the tests very expensive, Carolyn?
No, they're not. The program that I use, I actually can administer it, and it's done online. I have hard copies when I do them in person, but now we have the tool online, and it takes 15 to 20 minutes to go through and answer the question. And it's a phenomenal tool. Let me tell you, I wish I could just break into this field because it will help them. So, educators and parents of young children, where you understand those personalities and temperaments of the young people, parents will just think they like, why did I know about this before now? Because you learn the temperament of yourself and the kids. They're not just bad kids. They're kids who, like me, the kids that talk and never stop talking, the outgoing ones, like Lady Lou. I'm probably a textbook classic extrovert, just talking. I never met strangers. But when you don't understand that, you think, will this little girl ever shut up? Or you've got the ones who are just there and they don't say anything. But all of us have these our temperaments of how we're wired. And when you understand it, you have much better relationships. You have wonderful relationships with everybody. You know how to interact better with folks. You even know how to avoid them.
I imagine, Carolyn, also that our temperament change over time. Everybody is going to change over time as far as, our, I guess, personality or whatever, but there's still a core to it.
Yes.
There's still a core to it, so you find your core, but I guess over time things will change, so it might be a good idea to, have it done once, but, maybe 20 years later or something.
Well, even 5 or 10 years later, you can see that there are some changes, and it's true with all of them. The one that I'll mention that changes a little bit as we grow and mature is like Myers-Briggs. I don't know if any of you have done Myers-Briggs, but you do Myers-Briggs and wait 5 years and go back and do it. Especially if you're working like Lady Lou, like you're traveling and you're meeting different people and you're interacting differently. You'll notice that there's some slight changes in your personality.
Exactly. Well, because we learn.
You did too, Marian?
I had a big one when I was built a company, and it grew very fast, and we had a lot of technicians and different people that I had to interact with. And I thought they didn't like me, the technicians, because I'd come in on Monday morning and I'd say, hey, how was the weekend? How's your family? What's going on? And they'd be like, what does this have to do with work? I mean, I could read their mind. And I thought, oh my God, these people don't like me. And then the lady came in and gave us the personality test, and I was like, oh,
They're just work. They
I
don't
get
want
it. And so it gave me my happiness back.
Yeah.
It gave me a more relaxed feeling at work. I wasn't always so worried about what I had to do to get them to like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, after I learned this, after I got trained and certified in this tool, it just made the world of difference in my life, because I didn't know how to interact with people. So if someone is reserved and quiet, it's not that they don't like me. That is just not how they're wired. And really, when they're like that, I drain them. So I had to learn that. Well, you do. You drain them. No,
Yeah.
if I meet somebody like me and we're just like the Energizer Bunny, because we can go, 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 go. So it really made a difference in building relationships and working
Yes.
with people. It did. And I love it, and I love promoting it. And I just wish more parents and educators
Yeah.
would kind of focus on this, and they would have, their lives would be so much better.
It would. Well,
It really would.
Carolyn,
Yeah.
yeah, Carolyn, this might be something you would take to a school district.
I've tried.
And they didn't want it?
No, they're not. Well, the ones that I approached, let me tell you, there's only one school, and I won't even mention it, but one school district. It's west of Houston. It's one of the rural school districts. That's the only school that had me come in and do the personality assessment.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
And did it help?
Carolyn has an offer. I make sure, because I know we're running out of time already. It's like, darn. So I want to make sure Carolyn has an offer. You want to tell us about your offer, Carolyn?
Yes, ma'am. And actually, a little bit, I've changed a little bit because I did a survey and found out what people really want. But I have an offer, 21 tips to how to better yourself in your workplace. 21 tips, according to Carolyn Gray, of course. And these are things that I've learned over the years, so I'm sharing with folks, and they really do work. They're tested, proven, and tried. Tried, and proven. I have that, and I also have a workshop. So if you would text superpowers to 281-381-3316. 281-381-3316. We'll get you signed up. And I also have a copy of a book that I want to share with you. Okay. And the training is on Zoom, so you don't have to leave home. You just have to put on a nice t-shirt and some pearls, of course.
Oh, that's terrific. Well, let's go over to Vickie then. Thank you, Carolyn.
Actually, I was thinking I'll come back next week, because I see that we really don't have a lot of time. And I know I did talk up a storm before, but I would love to come back if you guys would invite me.
Sure.
And kind of talk about, more what, the opportunities that I have and what I do. I'm actually a financial advisor and a benefits consultant, and I help people in planning their retirement. And it's funny that you mentioned school districts and everything, Carolyn, because that's the focus I'm in right now. I'm helping teachers get ready for retirement and understanding how PRS works and how their state pension actually, works for them, and some of the things that they really need to know before they retire. I mean, that's my area of expertise now on the so speaking education retirement planning specialist. Representative for that. ERP is actually a nonprofit organization, and I'm one of their representatives. So I'm certified to, work with teachers to understand their benefits, their state pension, and their TRS benefits. That just happens to be, when you brought that up, I went, that's interesting. As far as getting into the school districts and talking to, I don't know what your approach was with the districts or whatever, but what you do is valuable. And I think right now, in the educational field within the school district, teachers are just stressed. The school district having to try to adopt to this new school, kids, being at home in the classroom. It's been tough on everyone, and I think that the way they had to go about changing things has just really stretched parents, teachers, everybody out. And right now they're like pushing back on anything new. Like, wait a minute, we got to get this down, before we can, move on to something else. And we've been very busy because there's so many teachers that were so stressed out over this past year that, they're putting in their papers. They're like, I'm out of here. They're ready to retire,
Yeah.
and so it's like they want to know, okay, what am I, what do I need to know to retire? And there's a system, not, within the structure of educators, but overall, everybody needs to know what you need to be doing to retire. Because if you're playing, even if you're in your say 30s or 40s or whatever, you really should be preparing for retirement. You should be starting at that particular time. You need to know what your assets are, what where what you need when you get ready to retire, where you're not working and you don't have a steady income coming from corporate America or organization that you're working for. When that stops, you need to have income to continue. So if you're not planning for that and really don't depend on the 401k, I'm not saying not to get one, but I know a lot of companies or whatever will have those type of planning options there. But eventually that's going to run out. I run into people all the time. It's like, well, I have 401k, I have this, I have that, but is it going to last you for a lifetime? You have to think about that. The other thing is that health healthcare when we get older, that's very important. I know Medicare is there, but it doesn't cover everything, and people think that Medicare is like the everything to as far as your health needs are going to be there. It's health insurance. It's not long-term care. It's not dental. It's not vision. Believe it or not, folks, those are not a part of Medicare. You basically have to get those things independently outside of Medicare, unless you basically get a Medicare Advantage plan, which I could go into Medicare and all the options you have. That's a whole show by itself. So I'm not going to go into that. But planning for retirement, you really need to sit down and do it early, because if you wait until you're in your late 50s or early 60s, it's almost too late. Not saying that we can't do something, in preparing for it, if you don't have a lot of time, but it makes it really harder, to try to put something in place or, figure out what you're going to do when you're ready to say, I'm going fishing. Marian heard me say that a lot of times. when I decide to go when you decide to go fishing, you want to be able to go fishing and enjoy yourself, while you're fishing, And if you don't understand what I say when I say I'm going fishing, that's another kind of terminology for, okay, I don't want to work in corporate America, or I'm just like, I'm ready to, retire from the rat race, so to speak. So it's basically when I say I'm going fishing, I'm talking about I'm going to go out and do what I want to do. It's like I'm not going to be a part of the rat race. I'm going to do what I want to do. Now I have to say I'm enjoying what I'm doing now, so I could be fishing because I'm enjoying what I'm doing now. But I'm just saying when you're ready to, sit back, go and venture off into something else, that you don't have a steady paycheck, so to speak, coming in from this corporate job or at school district or whatever, or whatever you're doing, then you really need to plan to make sure you have lifetime income coming in for that. And there are plans that are available there. So,
right. And Carolyn, you have a free offer of a 30-minute consultation.
No, Vickie.
Vickie, excuse me, Vickie. I'm sorry. Anyway, your free offer is a 30-minute consultation for a financial needs analysis. So jump on that. This is good. You'll find out things that you think you know that you might not know that you need to know.
Yeah.
And Vickie's there to help.
Exactly.
They don't teach us that in school, which is unfortunate. They really need to teach, like how to deal with, people in school. They need both Carolyn and Vickie in our early years of, of learning,
We need to
because
plant
instead
those
of,
seeds early. The seeds
yeah,
need to be planted early.
yes.
And it's it really, it's really, because I worked in, before I was doing what I was doing, I worked for a nonprofit organization called Learning for Life. And we worked with kids, I would specifically work for uh, uh, kids in middle school and high school. And when I worked with the ones in high school, I was just amazed at what they did not know about finance. I was like, and you have a job, and you don't know this. They don't know how to read their, paycheck, things like that. So we really do need to teach basic financial principles in the school. Kids need to learn it in the school. They need to learn how to save. They need to know what a financial analysis is, needs analysis is. Might not, you can cater it to the age, but it's something that, all individuals need to, to know, growing adults, young adults rather, and then growing adults when you get in your 20s and, whatever. Everybody needs to know what, about finances, because when you get to an age like myself or whatever, it's like you're so far behind and you're trying to catch up. And, if you want to be, wealthy, and those people like wealth. Wealth is a different, is a term, people use, thinking of only money, but wealth is a lot of different things. But, as far as, basic financial wealth, you need time for that money to grow. And if you don't have the time, then what? You need a lot of money.
You need a lot of money. Wow. Well, that
Yeah.
is so good, Vickie, because the people need to know all this. So take her up on that free offer. It'll be well worth your time. And thank you, Carolyn, for all your great information, and
Thank
Vickie for
you.
yours.
Yeah.
This has been a fun show because it's been so informative on two different faces, if you will. And we're so thankful that you have offered the sponsorship for the gift certificate or gift cards, the Amazon gift cards. So if you haven't registered yet to be in the contest, just go to to NaturalCuriosity.Life, and there's a button right at the top of the page, and you can click it. And if you're not already a subscriber, you'll be subscribed to our newsletter. You'll love it. We have fun things in there too. So we thank everyone for being here. Thank you, Marian, for all your wonderful jobs and your technology knowledge. She brings us to everybody live every week with her technology knowledge. I just show up. It's more fun that way. I don't have to know the technology. And thank you both, ladies. We really have enjoyed having you, and been a fun show. And any questions, you just let us know, and call Vickie, call Carolyn. Their numbers are there in the description. So thank you again, everyone.
Thank
we
you
love
very
you.
much. Love you. Thank you
take
so
care.
much. Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.